Awake my heart, Mary's alabaster box. Then took Mary a pound of ointment of spikenard, very costly, and anointed the feet of Jesus, and wiped his feet with her hair. And the house was filled with the odor of the ointment. John 12:3. This lovely little episode illustrates the meaning of consecration to Christ more appealingly, perhaps, than any other in the New Testament. Mary's spikenard not only pervaded that long ago Bethany homestead with its fragrance, its sweet savour ascended to the very angels in heaven, and it lingers on through the centuries. For wheresoever this gospel is preached, its aroma breaks forth afresh. We are left in no doubt that Mary's alabaster box, as Matthew and Mark identify it, was of most expensive quality. As its name indicates, it was from Alabastron in Egypt, famous for its manufacturing of such vessels and perfumes. Our first two evangelists tell us that this particular spikenard confection was very precious, while John adds that it was 1 pound in weight and very costly. Whether Mary had procured it through a merchant, or it had been bequeathed by her mother, whether she had treasured it for a longer or shorter time, we do not know, but it may have been very precious for sentimental reasons as well as very costly in terms of purchase. There were four choices open to Mary in her use of it. First, she could have used it entirely on herself, which is what many do with the alabaster boxes of their hearts and lives. Second, she could have poured it on some loved one or loved ones other than Jesus. Third, she could have distributed it between herself and others, either including or excluding Jesus as a part sharer. Fourth, there was the choice which she actually made, namely, the devoting of it exclusively to Jesus her Lord. And when she gently unsealed it upon his head and feet, she therewith outpoured the supreme love and devotion of her heart. There were four motives behind Mary's lovely impulse. First, there was reverence. Hers was no mere sentimental adoration of an idol. In that sublime manhood she had recognized incarnate Godhead and must worship. Second, there was gratitude. While others seemed blind, her tear-clarified eyes had seen that the way of the throne was via the cross, verse 7. Third, there was faith, convinced faith in him as Son of God, Savior, King. Fourth, there was love, a love which, having been begotten of the other motives, reverence, gratitude, faith, had become strongest of all. There are also four traits here which illustrate all true consecration to Christ. 1. Lip worship was not enough. She must give. 2. The cheap was not enough. She must give the very costly. 3. A part was not enough. She must give all. 4. The unbroken was not enough. It must be actually outpoured. And Mary must fall at his feet, the respected Mary of all people, and linger there like the lowest slave. Well, how do you and I compare with that? The same four choices are open to each of us today. With these alabaster boxes of our lives, the first choice, i.e. ego, devotion, self-gratification, always turns fragrance to sourness in the end. The second and the third choices affect us for good or ill. May ours be the highest choice of pouring our best at his feet.